Hi Identity family, we're back again on the African Identity platform. My name is King Idris and I'm here to give you guys the new insight on what is going on the home ground in Africa and international community. And you know, as usual, I'm here again with Mr. Steve Ade to give you guys the prolific insight on what is going on around the world, on all topics and everything going on around the world. So what do you think about what we'll be doing today, sir?
You know, as usual, we welcome our esteemed viewers to fantastic discussion today, as usual.
So it's all about for the growth of Africa and for the growth of all human race. On my platform, it's all about unity, it's all about togetherness, it's all about oneness for the growth of Africa and international community. So we'll be digging in today. So we'll be starting with why a lot of African American men love to come to Africa and leave the sisters over here in the United States of America and in Europe, and most of the brothers from the African American community go straight to Africa to get married to their new wives, like mostly in West Africa, between Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, and other parts in Africa, but mostly in West Africa. What do you think a lot of brothers are coming down to Africa to get married to the sisters? Why do you think that is happening?
That is not a strange thing to me. Of all the influx of people in Africa to United States of America, I think West Africa has the largest population of people in that country. And over the years, people from West Africa have been migrating to United States, and with that interaction, it is easy for African American to interact, to know more about Africans, which makes it more convenient for the two parties to understand each other more. And you know, unlike America, Africa has colorful cultures, varieties of things, food,
different kind
dresses,
of culture,
languages, and all sorts of things. These are not present in American societies. So it is good, it is natural when you see things that entice you to other people, you may want to go there. And another thing is that, you know, African, maybe because of our background, maybe because of our culture, our training, African women are very, very homely, hardworking, and respectful.
They are God-fearing, and they show a lot of love in the relationship.
And they are family-oriented. They are family-oriented. Why I would not want to blame African-American ladies, but I think women from Africa have an edge over them in this in this kind of relationship. It's because, you know, the way an average Black American women generally who are of color in America grow is that they have a kind of backing of the law. They have a kind of preference when it comes to law. Whatever they do, the law is always on their side.
Over here, right?
Yeah, over here in the United States. But in Africa, it is not like that. Women in Africa have been raised to believe that they have to listen more to their husband.
And show respect.
Show respect. Cooperate with them, help them to grow the family life. So it is more convenient for African American men to be homely with West African women. It is easy. It is easy. And there are things that are permissible here that may not be permissible in Africa. For example, here, women can drink as much as they like. Women can smoke. They can take example of what they call recreational marijuana.
Yeah.
In Africa, it is not common.
Nah.
It is not. So.
And over here, a lot of females are doing it.
They are free.
Younger
Even
ones.
kids,
yeah.
They are free. But in Africa, it is. If you see women smoking marijuana in Africa, in fact they are like outcasts. They are the bad examples. Nobody want to interact with them. So with that kind of mentality, with that kind of training, African women make better wives.
Okay, so you think because of the culture and and the coexistence of the African American people, and mostly the West African people coming from West Africa, you think the coexistence they have between the coexistence that they have together makes them have more understanding of African culture and accept the female that is coming from Africa more than the female down here, the beautiful sisters over here in the United States of America? So is that what you're saying? Like the brothers know more about African culture and they welcome the African women more than the women over here in the United States of America, because most of them don't listen to the brothers and they don't go along with the brother. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, everything is by right. And because women here generally have the law by their side, they tend to go overboard in certain things they do. But
So
African women don't do that.
they listen.
They listen. They want to keep the home. Yeah, divorce is nothing. Everybody does it. It's not a big deal. But in Africa, the most important thing when you're in marriage is to keep your home, to live together as long as possible.
So do you think, is it because most of the people here do 9 to 5 and they go, they run helter-skelter to make their livelihood, to pay bills and everything? Do you think that's the reason why most of the sisters are not listening to the brothers over here?
No, in Africa, the training women have is that their home is very, very essential. The way they raise kids are very, very important. No government will raise your kids for you in Africa. But yeah, you have government. If you are not functioning well, government can take over the kids from you. Yeah,
to assist and everything.
Yeah, to assist. In Africa, you don't have benefits. You have to work hard to earn your money to raise your kids. Yeah, people have benefits.
Except you want to call your family to help you in Africa to take care of your kids.
Yeah, there are people who don't really even work 9 to 5 because they have benefits.
Yeah.
So then it makes them a bit lazier, a bit have more time to while away unnecessarily. But in Africa, you have to work, you have to earn a living. And in Africa, family is essential because government interventions are not always there. So you keep your family intact, you raise your kids well, because your kids will have to protect for you later in future.
So you think it's because of the culture of the African people and how the African female, listen and have a good understanding about the homes. That is the reason why the brothers are going for them and leaving the sisters over here.
Yeah. That is mainly the reason.
The reason why.
Every man wants somebody who will listen to him and help him grow his life.
Okay, so we'll be going to the next one. We'll be talking about the most traveled countries in Africa in the Christmas time. We're talking about at the last month of the year. Most of the people have already chosen Ghana and Nigeria to be the new hubs of the people that traveled from the United States of America. Most of the people from Europe, a lot of people are tripping into Africa, and more people are coming into Ghana and Nigeria and other African countries around Africa. And the reason for this destination the reason of the multitude population of people that is coming to Ghana and West Africa and Nigeria is because of the Afrobeat music and the parties, the grooves that will be happening in December in these two beautiful countries. But a lot of people are saying they'll be going to Ghana alone this year, that most of them are going to stay back from Nigeria. So what do you think about this?
Yes, Ghana has it. There's no doubt about that. Ghana, in recent past, Twitter office in Africa is in Ghana.
Yeah, the headquarters.
The headquarters is in Ghana. So that is a point. That is a kind of belief American society has in Ghana. That is one. 2, Ghana is relatively safe, a lot safer than Nigeria. So anybody go on vacation, anybody going on tourism, one of the most important things to consider is safety. On occasions, American government has given travel advisory to the citizens in Nigeria.
Yeah,
there are places you cannot go in
Go
Nigeria.
in Nigeria, yeah.
So,
they make it clear to people like the northern side of Nigeria is very dangerous, and some of the middle belt side of Nigeria is very dangerous. So yeah, the American government, you're very right.
Yeah.
They talk to their people that there's some places they can go to. That's the reason why I see most of the people that come for the tourist or for visitation in Nigeria, mostly they stay in Abuja or some stay in Lagos State. So why do you think most of them are dumping Nigeria and going straight to Ghana? I know it's because of the freedom and the peace of mind they have in Ghana, and everything going on in Nigeria because of the insurgency, you know, the Boko Haram and the terrorist bandit that is affecting a lot of lives in Nigeria. So why do you think Ghana is the new hub?
No, apart from the security, if you want to juxtapose Ghana economy and Nigeria economy, forget about the theoretical narrative that Nigeria has the biggest economy in Africa. Ghana economy is a bit stable, more stable than that of Nigeria.
It's more stable.
Their economy is picking up faster than that of Nigeria.
Yeah, even the cedi now is coming up again. It's rising back than the naira, and the naira is falling deep. Like
I think a dollar is like about 12 or 13 cedis.
Yeah.
Why a dollar is about 450, the official rate, and about 750 in the black market. So the economic of Ghana is a bit more stable. Is you can at least you can predict to some extent the prices of goods and services there, unlike Nigeria. So people, tourists generally, we have to settle for Ghana, because if you are going on tourist, it's a matter of planning. You have to plan. You know what to spend, what to buy, where to visit. You need to spend money, and you need to make plans for that. So it is better in an economy that is more stable.
Okay, so I know the Ghanaian government and the Ghanaian authorities, they are doing a good job, you know, to promote their countries, you know, for more of, you can name them, like more of the celebrities you talked about in the hip-hop world, Afrobeat world, any kind of music, form of music you talked about, you find them in Ghana. And the Ghana Coachella that they had every December, and the Afro Nation from Nigeria every December. I know this is the main reason why a lot of people love to come to see the African culture and the new Afrobeat music from the home ground in Nigeria that is going everywhere, you know, breaking doors everywhere in the world. I know a lot of people want to see the nightlife in Africa and see how this music is being, you know, accepted on the home ground in Africa. I know this is the reason why a lot of people come, and most of the African Americans too, and most of the Europeans, people to come to Africa, you know, for the year of return. They have like naming ceremony for them, give them new name, like, you know, and they welcome them into the system of Ghana mainly, and some other side in Africa. You think because of the year of return, is that the reason why a lot of people are coming back?
That's another plus for Ghana. You know, everybody wants to go where
they're being welcome.
Yes, where you'll be welcome, where you'll be appreciated, where you'll be shown love.
Yeah.
And if Ghana can lavish love on these people, why not go there? Everybody likes that. You like where you feel comfortable, where you feel relaxed.
You feel welcome.
So it's a big plus for Ghana, and it's encouraging for people traveling there for vacation.
And it's going to help their economy too, because they're going to spend a lot of money, help a lot of people around the country, you know, and everything that is going on, because Ghana too is facing their own problem. Every country have their own problem.
If you have influx of people into your country, apart from the money they will bring, it will bring more understanding.
Yeah.
I know there are many misconception there in the outside world about African society.
Yeah.
But if you go there yourself, you see things for yourself. You relate. You know their weaknesses. You know their strength. You know how you can mingle with them. You know how you can associate with them. You know how you can do businesses with them. So this is not only for temporary vacation. It's going to be a long-term bilateral relationship for both Ghana and American society.
And the Western countries too, in Europe, everybody come, because it's not only in America. Everybody coming from everywhere, from United Kingdom, just name it, Asia. Most of Chinese people now live in Ghana more than Nigeria, because of the level of business orientation that they have in Ghana, and the, you know, the influx of a lot of prolific leaders around the world that is coming through Ghana. So it's like Ghana is the new hub and the new face of the our brothers coming back home around the world, because the Ghana government have already welcomed them and make them know they have a lot of rights in that same country of Ghana. Even though they're foreigners, they still give them a lot of opportunities in Ghana. So this is a good look for the West African countries and the first country out of Africa to have their independence. They're just doing everything they can do for the black people to help the economy of Ghana and to help the African American people coming from the Western countries to safeguard them and to welcome them back home on the home shore in Africa. So my people will be going down to the next topic. We'll be going to the next topic. We'll be talking about New York Mayor Eric Adams. I've already put it out for in New York City in the United States of America. Like, he doesn't want to see nobody that dressed like mentally ill people or you dress like homeless people at the subway or in the city. He has put it out for the cops, you know, to get rid of anybody that dressed like homeless people or mentally ill people, because they have a spot that they give the homeless people, that is the shelter they can go to, sleep in peace, you know, go out and come back peacefully, not to disturb nobody. So the mayor of New York City have already put it out that he doesn't want to see nothing in the city like mentally ill people or, you know, homeless people in the city. So what do you think about this? How is he going to do this because of the inflation in New York, expensive lifestyle? House rent in New York is very expensive. How do you think about this?
Even before that declaration, there has been a department in NYPD, New York Police Department, for homeless people. Their focus was to go around, especially the subway, to clean the subway of homeless people. There are a lot of homeless people looking around subways. Some of them in the cars, which some people call coaches. You get into the cars, you have to run out, because this is the time where the weather is cold. They may not have access to fresh air or to have their shower, so they stink around. Now that the mayor is emphasizing it, that means New York City, we have to double their effort to get these people off the street. And I think this is a very, very, very good gesture. These people need to stay off the street. Government has done a lot for them. We have structures, buildings, homeless centers where these people can go. Some of them you go, but we still cause one problem or the other to leave the homeless centers. Consistent problem. So government is trying its best to make sure that the city is sanitized. No, New York is one of the
most expensive city in the whole world.
Yeah, most expensive and most visited cities in the world.
Yeah.
A lot of foreigners, a lot of visitors, a lot of tourists are around. So these people should not be allowed to continue to create eyesores everywhere they go. They should be clean off the street. So it's a big thumb up for the mayor Eric Adams.
Okay, so I think it's because of the attacks that have been happening recently in the subway that a lot of homeless people have already attacked people, and mostly like mentally ill people taking food in the cars, in the subway, you know, distracting people while they're having their peaceful ride to their work, to their working place. You know, these have been coming up enormously, like the mental ill people pushing people to the tracks
yes,
of the train. You know, everything have been coming up. I think it's because of the violent issue that be coming up, and these homeless people, mental ill people are attacking people. That is the reason why I said that you pack them off the street.
Yes, I believe that is why the mayor is emphasizing and is trying to wield a big stick on them. In recent times, as you said, there are cases of these people pushing commuters onto the tracks.
Yeah.
There have been cases of them even defecating in the train, around the subway. Some of them attacking people, making unnecessary noise, constituting nuisance around where they are. So it is going to be a bit safer. Travels will be a bit safer, a bit faster, because at times they delay trains. This safer, a bit faster, and a bit more convenient for people to travel the mayor can successfully get them off the subway and the streets.
Okay, so Mayor Adams have been doing a good job in New York City. Ever since he came in, he's been fighting against crime in the city, fighting against crime between the dream music, talking about how they should control their narratives in dream music. Dream music is a kind of rap music that talks about, enemies in the neighborhood, in the black neighborhoods, and how they handle their issue between gangs in the black neighborhood. So Mayor Adams have been on his grind and been doing a prolific job in, helping people in the most expensive cities in the world. And I've seen a lot of assistance that this man rendered to a lot of people that have been going through a lot. A lot of homeless people have already been helped out of the street. But the ones that doesn't want to listen to the law of the land, the cops are putting into their hand now to start arresting everybody and, just safeguarding the commuters and the city for a better place for the citizen of New York City. It's a good look, and it's something a lot of people have been thinking of that they should do in the city, because a lot of people now go into the train station, they go in a panic mode, that they're very scared because they don't know what will happen to them after their journey to their destination. So a lot of people have been shot, a lot of people have been stabbed, a lot of people have been beaten, robbed. A lot of stuff have happened in the subway stations in New York City.
And
so
in addition to that, if you see in recent time, you see that in most popular or subway where we have traffic, a lot of traffic, we now have a presence of cops everywhere. The two directions, we have them, and some of them are even boarding the train with passengers to make sure that sanity is restored and
just
maintained.
To be on the lookout for the citizen.
Yes, and that has been a lot of help. That has helped a lot of. It has created a kind of unity, stability, confidence in commuters who are riding. So we pray that the mayor will continue in this way.
Okay, so we'll be going to the next one. We'll be talking about the Qatar World Cup. We'll be talking about the enormous, issue that have been coming up at the World Cup, like Messi as the real GOAT and Ronaldo being the main GOAT. Like the two of them is at this World Cup. Ronaldo is out of the World Cup and Messi is still going deep. So what do you think happened to Messi with his new attitude at this World Cup, with everything he's doing? Why do you think Messi is behaving this way?
Without being told, we knew that this World Cup will be Messi's World Cup. Although he himself has come out to say the final will be his World Cup match.
How do you think it's going to be his World Cup? You have a lot of players in this competition. Mbappe is there, Giroud is there, you have Hakimi, you have a lot of prominent people.
It's going to be his last World Cup.
Oh, his last World Cup. I think you say it's going to be, this World Cup will be like Messi World Cup, like the way 1986 World Cup was being for Maradona. And other World Cup. That's what I thought you said, like this World Cup is for Messi.
No. But give it to Messi. He has been instrumental to the success of Argentina this competition, and we can't take that away from him. And being the final of his World Cup, Messi wanted to play the best.
And he want to win the cup too.
This is the only trophy he has not won.
Yes.
And if he cannot win it this time around, that means he will not be able to win it.
And he's not going to be part of the world best player in history.
Messi is desperate to win this cup. Unfortunately, he's playing final now. And if you watch the match of between Argentina and Netherlands, that game was a kind of being tensed, and that brought out the ugly side, the animal side of Messi. Messi was furious on occasions, to the extent that for the first time I saw Messi being a bit rascally to the bench of Netherlands.
Yeah, and a lot of people even said he picked everything about Maradona, that now that attitude is the attitude that kept Maradona out of the World Cup in '94.
No, I will not want to compare the rascality of Maradona with that of Messi. Messi has been a humble player, and at times when you are desperate to get something, you can spill out something you are not known for. I think that is what plays out in case of Messi, and I think it's temporal. Messi generally is not a kind of Maradona has history of being bad. Messi doesn't have that, so I'll give it to Messi. Although we can have pockets of misbehavior along the line, but generally Messi is a good player, and I wish him the best.
So do you think, I wish him the best too, but do you think him going to Van Gaal and saying all what he said to the Netherlands coach, one of the biggest coach in the world that have already coached enormous biggest club side in the world, from England to Spain to Italy, almost everywhere in the world. This prolific coach speaks before the match that they're going to control Argentina in the penalty shootout and in the game, and it comes out like Messi went to this coach, making mock of him, putting his hand to his head, just making some gesture, to insult this prolific coach. You think that is professional? Is that what people want to see in the World Cup from Messi?
No, that is not professional. That is bad conduct. You don't have the right, if I may say, for you to go to the bench of the
head coach,
to the bench of the opposing teams and rant. No, you don't do that. Don't do that. You may show your anger, but don't leave the pitch and go to the bench. No,
that is not even the first time in this competition. He did the same thing to a referee, and the referee has been sent home by FIFA now in this same competition in Qatar 2022 World Cup. A lot have been coming through with the referees, and Portugal, make a reference and complain about the Argentina referee that blew for them, and Messi to make a lot of complaint about the referee that blew for them on the game of Netherlands and Argentina. It feel like the referee want to favor more of the European team like Netherlands. He was very furious about this. He speaked out heavily, and this referee have been sent home by FIFA. So why all this happening to Messi at this competition?
When you talk of Argentina and Portugal, these are the teams that have the most desperate players.
The powerful player.
And the most powerful players, the most loved players. So the players like that, like Messi, like Ronaldo, we want to use their influence to turn things around for them. That is natural. And you know that these two big players are desperate at this time.
Yeah, for sure, because it's their last competition.
Mbappe is not desperate. He still has a lot of time.
A lot of years to go.
So it's not desperate. But Ronaldo was desperate. Messi is desperate. And that is why they want to use their huge influence, yes, to get things done
at the World Cup.
Yes, in their favor.
So who do you think is the real GOAT? Is it Messi or Ronaldo?
No.
That's what all people are talking about
yes,
now.
Opinions are always divided, but records are straight. Ronaldo has more international goals than Messi. Messi has more Ballon d'Or than Ronaldo. Yeah. So there are cases where Ronaldo is better and there are cases where Messi is better. So it depends on your preference.
So if they want to ask you who is the best player among the two, which one are you going to choose?
As a person, I like the person of Ronaldo.
His personality,
yes,
right?
I like the personality of Ronaldo.
But a lot of people world-class footballer are picking Messi because they say it's like an inbuilt, talent in Messi, and Ronaldo have to work hard to get his own talent perfect, in the game. So what do you think?
And that is one of the reasons I will pitch my tent with Ronaldo. Ronaldo's greatness is out of his own effort. I listened to Tevez.
Carlos Tevez,
the Argentine player. He played with Ronaldo in Man U once upon a time. And he said every time they got to training, Ronaldo was already there, training on his own before the whole team. So he said one day he planned in his mind that he will get there before Ronaldo. So he got there 6:30. Ronaldo was still there, already there doing his own personal training. So he said one day he must beat Ronaldo's training. He got there 6 o'clock. He met Ronaldo there. So he said he gave up.
So the
very kind of the mentality Ronaldo has,
consistency,
very hardworking. But Messi grew up from the Barcelona youth academy. So as a little boy, he was already in the hands of the best of trainers.
Yeah, it's like an inbuilt talent.
So it
and
was
he played
easy
with one
for
of the
him
best players in the world.
to develop as a little boy under highly skilled trainers.
Yeah, and players too.
While Ronaldo was playing on the street.
You're
As
right.
at that time, Ronaldo was hungry, begging for leftover burgers
In Portugal.
in Portugal. So I give it to Ronaldo. He has really, really worked hard.
You're right.
Yeah.
So I'm a Ronaldo fan. I love him. I love his game. I'm a Manchester United fan. I'm gonna pick Ronaldo too, but everybody can see the natural talent of Messi. What he had is a gift that you can't take away from him. It's something very precious, very special. And you can see at this World Cup, the kind of enormous work he has put in together for the Argentine national team. He is the one that put them through and put them to this World Cup final with a lot of his talent and his skills at this World Cup. We can all see when he took a lot of prominent national teams out of this World Cup, like Croatia, like Netherlands, and everything that comes with it. So this what we're speaking on Africa Unity platform is for the growth of Africa and unification around the world. It's not to push nobody down or to insult nobody. It's for the growth of all human race and for the best of the best in the world. So we'll be talking about the Qatar. We're still on the Qatar 2022 World Cup. We'll be talking about the prolific tactics of the Moroccans people and how the Moroccans national team have already stable this prolific win for all African footballers. I know the national team of Ghana tried their best in the previous years. Nigerian too tried their best, and all other African countries like Cameroon that have been on their best of games in history of the world, with Roger Milla, an enormous player coming from Nigeria too in '94, Cameroon in the 1990 World Cup, and we talked about Ghana at the South Africa World Cup in Africa, and now at the Arab Winter World Cup, Moroccan national team have put the flag of Morocco high, and Palestine and all African people. So what do you think about it?
It's a team of surprise to be in this World Cup. I never expected them to go this far, and they have done African proud. You know, in the history of African football, there was a time they were doing very, very well, but later it's like their fortune didn't do. But now they are coming up again. This is a World Cup in which Morocco has put a foot in the final for Africa. This is a very welcoming development from African football. And you see, I believe Morocco knew from the beginning what they were doing. They were always mostly defensive. They believed that if they did not concede goals, they will be in the games, and that's what they did for at least Portugal. They had opportunity to just score one goal, and they made sure that nobody scored them.
They just sit on it and use the tactics of the defensive.
Whether you call it they sit back or they park the bus, it worked for them.
But do you think that works for them in the semi-final, because they lose to France, and now they'll be playing the third place match with Croatia, which Croatia won the third place match in the last World Cup in Russia. So what do you think about this? Like, is it going to help them to win the third game match at this World Cup? Because that would be a huge, step for the African country.
Against France, France has an Mbappe, which is a fast runner and a good dribbler.
They have the best attacking force in this World Cup.
So you cannot sit for long when you play teams like France, where you have somebody who can dribble, somebody who can run past your defenders, and their strikers have good shots. So it is not surprising that they lost to France. And you remember on this platform, I've picked France to be the potential winner of this competition. So because I saw in France a balanced team.
Yeah.
A balanced team. So it is not every time your luck of sit back and eat counter we work. So what I expect from Morocco in the top place match is this is going to be their last match. They can play the risk.
and go all out with Croatia.
Yes, and go all out with Croatia.
Not sitting back at home, because I think that's what make them lost against France. Because the attacking players of France, like you talk of Mbappe, Giroud, and
Griezmann,
all the prolific people they have, they're just going straight. And you know, France lost a lot of players to this World Cup. Nkunku was not in this World Cup. Pogba was not in this World Cup. He had injury. N'Golo Kante had injuries, not in this World Cup. And other prolific player too. You know, like almost 6 prolific player that is not in this World Cup, and they still make it to the final of the Mundial celebration in Qatar. It's a prolific one, which I'm very happy about the achievement of the Moroccan national team, because for me, some Moroccan players said the victory of Morocco is for the Arab people, but I think the victory for Morocco is for all African people.
Yes,
what do you think?
I agree with you. It's for African countries.
Because if they will talk about them, they come from Africa.
And
they come from Africa.
And this is a kind of an encouragement for other African countries
to do better.
If Morocco can do it, you can do it.
They can do better.
They've set the pace
for other African countries.
So it's not left for other African countries to match up.
To take their destiny into their hand.
Yes.
in the World Cup. So this is what we talk about on African TV with King Idris. It's all about unity. It's all about togetherness. It's all about oneness. So my people will be going to Nigeria. I'll be talking about the presidential candidate of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, that went to Abuja to make this campaign about unity for the people of all Nigeria. And he has already come out to say if they elect him as the new president of Nigeria, he promised to restructure Nigeria. What do you think about this from Atiku?
I know politicians generally are desperate, and what they offer people is that they offer bait so that you can get hooked to them. Atiku, until now, has not mentioned restructuring to my hearing. To the best of my knowledge, he has never said that. This is Atiku that sent out a tweet condemning gruesome murder of a student in Sokoto.
Yeah.
And later, because some people...
The Christian student that they killed.
Christian student, that is of importance. Christian student that was
killed in Sokoto, yeah.
Extrajudicial killing.
Yeah, ambushed. So,
when some set of Muslims arrest their criticism against Atiku deleted that tweet.
Yeah.
So, this is somebody that is talking about restructuring. It is difficult, as I always say, to believe any politician. It is very, very, very difficult. To me, Atiku sees that he's losing grants. That's why he's pushing this one forward.
It's like mostly like a lot of Nigerians, they're going against Atiku at this presidential election, the forthcoming presidential election in Nigeria. A lot of people are going against him. They're talking about this corruption. Every time he goes for a rally, for a campaign, for manifesto, people come around and they bring out his dirty, like all the dirtiness that he did in the Nigerian politics, the corruption, the nepotism, everything that he's been doing ever since he was the vice president for the prolific president at the time in Nigeria, President Olusegun Obasanjo. So what do you think about all this?
One thing that we definitely work against Atiku is refusal or the refusal of the party to select a Governor Wike from Rivers State to be his running mate.
Eastern Province, yeah.
Yes, to be his running mate. The governor spent a lot of money for the party, and everything looked like it was going to be the running mate for Atiku until the last moment when they ditched him. So the man is furious. The governor is furious. He's furious to the extent that, though allegedly refused people posting posters of Atiku in the state, to the extent that his group and the group of Atiku had to do physical clash.
Wow.
So this is going to be a big minus for Atiku. There's no way Atiku will win in the south part of Nigeria. Although the former president Goodluck Jonathan too is from that area.
Region, yeah.
Yeah. But a governor is in power now. He has all the resources of the state
to
work against Atiku.
Right.
So that is a very big minus for Atiku. Another minus for Atiku is antecedents. His principal, when he was a vice president, former president Olusegun Obasanjo, had said clearly, severally, that Atiku stole so much that what he stole from Nigeria could feed Nigeria for 40 years. This is on record. And this is the person...
Yeah, Olusegun Obasanjo
he said it.
He said he had no trust and respect for his vice president at the time, Atiku Abubakar.
So, how Atiku will become the president is to me, I don't know. I can't.
So you think he's out of the race?
It's clearly out of the race.
It's clearly out of the race?
Clearly out of the race. Because a strong pillar of your party is against you. That house is cracked already. It's cracked already. There is no way Atiku will win in the East. That is the stronghold of Peter Obi. Every Easterner is behind Peter Obi because that portion of the country has never produced the president.
No.
So they believe this is their time.
Yeah.
So they are going to come out en masse for their candidate, which is the Labour Party. So Atiku, in my opinion, cannot win in the eastern part. That's the 5 states. They cannot win, and they cannot win in Rivers State.
So about in the northern provinces?
Yeah, in the north, he is likely to have a strong hand there. In the north, it's likely to have a strong hand, and that place. You remember that the running mate of APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu is from the north.
Yeah.
So, and they are going to share the vote over there. They are going to share the vote. Though Atiku is desperate too, because this is likely to be his own
last campaign for the presidential election.
So, and this is the man that has been doing this thing since 1992.
Yeah.
So, he's desperate too.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
He's one of the most corrupted leaders out of Nigeria, if I could say that.
When your principal said, what you stole can feed the whole country for 40 years, that means a lot.
It means a lot.
It means a lot. So, let's see how it plays out, but I'm not seeing Atiku winning this presidential election.
Okay, so we'll be going to the next topic. So this is what we'll talk about on African Unity TV. You know, we're just coming to give you guys the new insight and everything that is going on in the world, everything that is happening in the world. Now we'll be talking about, so my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about how Nigeria and Cameroon are trying to join Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire to form the new cocoa cartel in Africa, you know, to control the production of cocoa and the sales and the market price in Africa. So what do you think about this new development by Nigeria and Cameroon to join Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire in terms of cocoa production in Africa?
If these 4 countries can forge a coalition to promote cocoa business among them and to export, that would be a fantastic venture. You know, in Nigeria for a long time, cocoa was a main stain in
Nigerian
agricultural produce, in export, especially in this western part of Nigeria. And we could see it up to today. The investment, the then premier of the western region in Nigeria, Chief Obafemi Awolowo did. As at that time, the cocoa house in Ibadan, which is a function of a honor of what cocoa has been able to bring back to the country.
The achievement of cocoa in western region in Nigeria.
Cocoa export. He built a structure that they call Cocoa House in Ibadan. That was the first high-rise in Nigeria, 25-story building. And numerous things that he did with cocoa, proceed from cocoa. You can see one of the biggest and most beautiful university in Africa, Obafemi Awolowo University, named after the man. And stadium, Liberty Stadium in Ibadan. And
University of Ibadan.
And Liberty Stadium in Ibadan too. So we see that cocoa is a cash crop that can give us very, very competitive advantage when it comes to international trade and export. And of course, Ghana too was one time a cocoa hub in West Africa, very, very good at that. So if these 4 countries can come together and form a kind of cartel, a kind of board to see how they can promote, how they can even encourage the youth to go into cocoa farming and regulate sales of cocoa. And not only that, if they can, there was a place in still western part of Nigeria where called cocoa industry, where cocoa was being processed to make chocolate and drinks like that, but that is now moribund. So if they can come together, 4 countries doing business of cocoa export
in West
and
Africa,
establish industry that will process this cocoa, this is going to be a very, very good development. 1, it will earn us a foreign exchange. 2, it will give us more jobs on the farm and on the industry. And of course, this is going to expand businesses in the West African coastal region and reduce crime, reduce insecurity when youth are gainfully employed. So it is a good thing. I just pray that they will see to the end of it.
It's a good thing because most of the youth are going to benefit from this, and a lot of them will be engaged with the new, the cocoa business and the cocoa bar, that the chocolate business in Ghana that is booming. There's enormous chocolate business in Ghana, and I've already talked about, the chocolate bar on my platform. You can check it out, of the 2 sisters out of Ghana. So Ghana have been the hub of cocoa business after Nigeria lost it after the incorporation of all Nigerian state, because cocoa at the time was the main export of the Yoruba people that comes out of the West African shore in Nigeria, that they use only this cocoa to send a lot of people to school in the Western region, to develop Western region to what it is today of Nigeria, that what you see today. All the money, all the earliest development in the western region of Nigeria, all the money comes from the cocoa business. And this is a good look because Cote d'Ivoire is very close to Ghana. It will be very huge for the 2 countries, to coexist together, to cooperate, to do this cocoa business, and seeing Nigeria that is very close to Cameroon to involve in this beautiful business on the shore of Africa is a good look for the countries out of West African out of the West African shore of Africa. So this is what we're looking for. This is what we talked about on African TV with King Idris. Is all for the betterment of African people in diplomacy means in the international community, for a better Africa, and for us to put our history out for the people to know where we're coming from. So what do you think about that?
And another advantage this will bring to us, that all these countries you have mentioned are members of ECOWAS.
Yeah.
So it is easy for business integration among these countries. They can move freely for businesses. They can
call sanction. They can do whatsoever they want to do on the cocoa business.
It is economic purposes. It serves economic purposes. It's going to boost economy. You have free trade, tax relief, and things like that
in Africa. So this is what we're talking about, for all African countries to come together, and seeing these beautiful 4 countries of Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, and Nigeria coming together is a big, huge win for the African countries. So we'll be going to Ghana, but we'll be talking about our Nigerian brother Wizkid on the new one. He dished a lot of show out of Africa in the couple of days. Like he had not his show in Abidjan, and he was not even there to, he's not even there to, is not even present at his own show in Ghana. And a lot of prolific people have checked out this show. Richest people out of Ghana, a lot of people pay a lot of money, enormous money, to check this brother out at his own concert in Ghana, which Wizkid turned down, and he turned the concert down in Abidjan, but went to the one in Benin Republic. So what do you think about this?
Wizkid is a big shot when it comes to music in Africa or even in the world. Last summer in the US, is Music Essence, one of the topping the charts in the US. So he's known over the world. He's a global musician.
Superstar.
He's a superstar. But when fame comes, when money comes, I think another thing that should come with it is humility. I don't know exactly why Wizkid will not turn up for the show. This has not been his way anyway. It has not been his characteristic. But I think one reason why he failed to turn up is because those shows were not sell out.
Yeah, the outcome of the people, it was very poor.
Yeah, people did not
the turnout of the people was very
as
poor.
he expected. So he felt that if he could sell out in O2 Arena, if he could sell out in New York, in
Madison Square Garden,
New York, so why not in Africa? These are the people that are supposed to be his brothers. These are the people that are supposed to support him more and lift me higher. Because whenever Wizkid performs, he's not only performing as a Nigerian, he's performing as an African.
As an African.
Yeah. So maybe that is what he felt, that he was let down. There should be more people. There should be a sellout. That is what I think.
It should be a sellout show.
Yeah, but all the same, African economy is not that buoyant. You cannot compare American economy and UK economy with African economy.
People to get the ticket and come for the show.
Yes. People that got the ticket for the show, I want to commend them too. They really try to squeeze out money to watch music.
But a lot of people, they've been hurt about this situation because they feel like Wizkid did not recognize and did not respect the people of Ghana, because they felt like truly he came out to apologize and he said he's going to hold another show in stadium in Ghana. And the people of Ghana and most people have already come out that this like a sabotage, like Wizkid show was being sabotaged. Some people said is a lot of people that they don't turn up for this and buy the ticket, and even Wizkid himself is getting angry. He get angry about this because he felt he live in Ghana and he had enormous support out of the people of Ghana, whereby it's the second country where he had a lot of sales in his last album. So it thinks like a lot of people should come out to celebrate him and support him. I think it's because of the turnout of the people. That's why he never showed up too. I think that's the reason why.
Yes.
Because of his catalog, because of his career, because if he show up on stage like that, it's not gonna be a good look for him, because he had enormous promoter that is sponsoring his show and taking him everywhere in the world. I think it's because of his personality in the Afrobeat music scene. That is the reason why he never showed up.
People of that class, it's a bad public relation for them when they go to show and the hall is or the arena is half filled, not fully filled. It's not good enough for their public relations, I understand. And people who were hungry are supposed to be angry too, because
they feel like they waste their time for the show and everything.
There are many of them who will cancel appointments,
who
will skip work, who will spend a lot of money to come, and they are disappointed. So they are right to be disappointed and they are right to be angry. But fortunately, the man in the eye of the storm, Wizkid, has come to apologize.
Yeah, and he said he's going to do like another shows in Ghana and sell out it's a stadium show. And the superstar Shatta Wale, Medical, and Stonebwoy have already come out, because Stonebwoy will be performing at the Mondial celebration, at the closing celebration of the World Cup. Patoranking have already performed at this same World Cup, the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, and Kiss Daniel have already performed too. But the next performance coming out of Africa will be that of Stonebwoy at the World Cup Mondial celebration. And Shatta Wale and Medical of Ghana. Medical is a rap artist out of Ghana, and Shatta Wale is one of the most prolific and most famous Afrobeat artist and dancehall artist out of Ghana. He has already come out that they're having another show by December at the stadium, and they're gonna show Wizkid how to do it right in Ghana. Is this a good talk from Shatta Wale?
Shatta Wale is the top of his game too. He's top of his game. He's a good musician, and we must give it to him. And if they are doing another one round of tour or round of music, it is good. This time around, Wizkid does not have excuses. The other time, a few months ago too, Kiss Daniel had a similar experience, I think in Tanzania, where he could not...
In Uganda.
When he could not perform at the right time, and he had to reslate it for
Another time.
I think the second day, and the people turned out because he came out he apologized and he explained his position.
His own side.
He explained his position. People forgave him and turned out, and he had a wonderful performance. So Wizkid too had a second chance. He had apologized, and I believe people had forgiven him. He had a second chance, and I believe it will be a hit.
For their next show. And I know the reason why a lot of people are coming for these people is because they are Nigerians, because we have enormous history on the shore of Africa and in the world. So my people, is all about love, it's all about unity. Nigeria and Ghana, we want people, and all our musicians, they are one people too, because like Stonebwoy, like Shatta Wale, they have enormous featuring from Nigerian act like Pato Ranking, Burna Boy, Tiwa Savage, Tenny, Nini. A lot of Nigerian prominent artists have been to Ghana. There's no how you're gonna run your press talks on your album or promotion of your music in Africa, in Nigeria, that you're not gonna do some press run to in Ghana. So Ghana is part of the Afrobeat community on the shore of Africa, and Shatta Wale did not say nothing bad about Wizkid. He talks about how they're going to shut down the stadium in America. This is what he said. He's a Ghanaian and he had the right to say that. So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about Olaiya Igwe. His video that went viral of him going to the beach side, you know, that he naked himself, and he was talking about how people should vote Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be their next president, and he's picked for the governor, the upcoming governor of Ogun State too. Is it good for a very prolific Nigerian Yoruba artist in the Nollywood of the Nigerian people to take off his clothes and with that kind of behavior on social media, because it has gone viral now and a lot of people have seen this? Is this a good look for the Hollywood superstar?
Of course, it has to go viral, and it did. Olaiya Igwe, known as Ebon Oloyede, is a Nigerian Nollywood star. No doubt about that. He's a well-known face on Nigerian screen.
I even love his comedy too. I love him. I love his comedy.
You know, when they gave him Igwe is a title. It's like a king.
In the comedy space.
In the dialect in Nigeria. So what they are saying that is a king when it comes to performance, and he has been doing that fantastically well, having a lot of followers across all platforms
since 80s.
Now, Olaiya Igwe did what he did. He went to the ocean side and he was naked praying for a particular candidate, a presidential candidate, that God should answer his prayer. He should become the next president of Nigeria. There's nothing wrong if you have a candidate in mind and you pray. But what makes people uncomfortable about this is that he went there, or he was there naked.
Yeah. He took his clothes off. Yeah.
Naked.
Yeah, that's the reason.
And for him to be naked, to me, it's not even what is particularly bad. He got himself recorded because somebody was somewhere recording him. He was not doing a selfie recording. Somebody
it's
was
intentional.
There recording him. Somebody must have taken along recording him, and he himself posted it. He released the video by himself. So it's not a secret filming. He purposely had that intention and posted it.
Is it cloud chasing, or why is he doing that?
The reason is the contention now. Why will he do that? But in subsequent interviews, I heard him saying that God specifically told him to do that. That he was sleeping. God woke him up and God gave him express instruction to do that. Well, that is what he said. But to believe that is another thing. You remember, prior to that time, this Olaiya Igwe is somebody who has been bashed on social media for rolling on the ground, because somebody gave him a brand new car.
MC
Oluomo, which in the height of the people is not, let me say, it's not well welcome into the society. They believe it's like
a political talk. That's what they talk.
Yeah, that's what the people see him as, a political talk to this same person that Olaiya Igwe prayed for.
And he's the chief of the NTRUW.
NURTW is the association of road union transport workers. All those people who do transportation. Is the president in Lagos State.
Yeah.
So, and that have forced him a lot of contact with people, lot of money and stuff like that. And he's a die-hard supporter of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, APC. Right. So this is the person that gave Olaiya Igwe a car some time ago that was rolling on the ground. At that time, he came out and said his rolling on the ground was not for the person who actually gave him the car, was in appreciation
for the gift
to God.
Yeah, okay.
Because in age, the person that gave him the car is much younger.
Yeah.
So in the second case now, where he went naked, the only believable reason why he would do that is because according to him, when he was seriously sick, the wife of Bola Ahmed Tinubu single-handedly made sure that he was taken to hospital and paid the bills. So he was eternally grateful to the woman. Now, the husband of this same woman is contesting an election. He will throw in all what he had, all his weight to support them.
Yeah.
But
is this the right way to support someone?
Yeah, but it's still difficult.
A public figure.
It's still difficult for people to convince the modus operandi he employed. You could pray for anybody.
Yeah.
You could campaign for everybody. You are free to do that.
He's a grandfather. He's a father.
How will you go naked, purposely, to go naked and campaign for people? But when he said God told him
to do that,
what do we do? How do we contest that?
There's nothing we can do.
There's nothing we can do. That's his own defense. God told him, we don't need any evidence from God to confirm whether it is true or not. That is his position. But so, generally, people are angry about that.
It's not a good look because, like me, I'm a fan, and it's not something I think Olaiya Olaiya is going to do, because I felt bad about the situation when I saw it. But, it's been viral and it's gone viral in Nigeria. That's the reason why we're even talking about it on this platform. It's all about unity. It's all about greatness. It's all about togetherness, not to put nobody down. We're not in here for putting down syndromes. We're in here for the success of all human beings and all race around the world. So my brother will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about Mbappe and Messi. They'll be playing at the World Cup, at this Mundial World Cup in Qatar. Do you think truly they play for PSG together? They'll be playing in the final, and this will be the second final at the World Cup, which Messi is ready to put in all fights and everything to win this World Cup, because this is last World Cup, so he can be there on the realm of the best player in the world with Pele, Maradona, with all these prominent players. So do you think Mbappe and Messi dislike themselves?
Oh, Messi and Mbappe are the top shot when it comes to this final match.
They are the World Cup.
Yeah,
they are the hot topic.
They are the hottest legs we have as at now. And for Messi, this is his last World Cup. He said it himself. So Messi is ready to do anything allowed to win this game. So he will play his best now to win this game. But one thing is an advantage for Mbappe. Mbappe is much younger. However, that does not mean he's not going to give in his best. Coincidentally, both of them are 5 goals each.
Yeah.
So another thing that they are contesting for the Golden Boot.
Yeah.
Highest goal scorer. And this is the match that will be the decider. So I think on the side of Messi is a bit more desperate than this. Even if you're not going to win, at least you want to win the highest goal scorer.
I think he wanted to win the World Cup.
Of course,
that's why he wanted to win.
Of course, he wants to win. But that does not mean that France will relax. In my own opinion, France has a best forward so far.
The best attacking force in this competition.
Earlier on this platform, I have picked France to be the winner.
The winner,
so my interest is pitched on France. I want France to do better and win the cup. However, that does not mean Argentina cannot win it. Argentina too can win it. So Mbappe and Messi they are like slugging it out. They are slugging it out on this and the body will be on their shoulders to leave their teams.
But you know, at the last World Cup, it comes up like Mbappe after the match of Argentina when they won the World Cup. He went to Messi and he said to Messi, he said to him, he said, I'm the new kid on the block. And, you know, you have to watch out for me. And a lot of, you know, controversial issue comes up. And you can see, even though they play together in PSG, they're not even in good times. Mbappe is very close to Neymar. So why do you think Mbappe and Messi is not close? And a lot of people have come out to say Messi put the persona of Maradona at this competition. That is playing dirty, is insulting coach, is insulting referee, insulting players, that he want to do everything to win this World Cup. So what do you think about people saying Messi is playing a dirty game at this World Cup?
I would not want to compare Messi with Maradona. I'm not particularly a fan of Maradona because of his many antics. Messi is a bit calmer and a bit more responsible on and off the pitch. So I don't want to compare the two of them. And when Mbappe said he was the next
new king on the block,
he was right, of course. He was. Since then, he has been top of his game. So there's nothing wrong in that. And in the game of football, people employ mind games.
Psychological
warfare. It's part of what wins game. You want to make sure that you intimidate your opponent. Whether by your record, by your physique, or you just make them angry or frustrate them. It is allowed.
Part of the game.
It's part of the game. It's allowed. Any method you can employ to win game. For example, many people have criticized Jose Mourinho for what they call packing the bus, extensive reliance on defense. But he's still one of the best coaches around now. So any method, any system that works for you,
just stick to it.
Stick to it. They say a team is as good as its last match. If you keep winning, you don't change a winning game, a winning team. And this is going to be the final. So if you want to employ dirty system, dirty styles, as long as it gives you the cup, what is going to be on record is the winner, not the system, not the style. So they are free.
Okay, so but I think Mbappe should calm down, because when Messi was 22 years of age, he had won the Ballon d'Or already. Mbappe have not won the Ballon d'Or, so he should calm down. He should give himself a little space to breathe and give Messi the prolific respect that he deserved. I don't think Mbappe is better than Messi for me, because Messi is the real GOAT, as I'm going to say. I wish him to win the World Cup so he can, you know, put his record and his standard, you know, to that level, his career to that pedestal or the top level with the legends around the world. So I think Mbappe should calm down, you know.
You know what happens in a competitive game like this is, at a time, Cristiano Ronaldo was accused of telling a journalist, allegedly, that what he wanted to do before he retired was to win more Ballon d'Or than Messi. Although he refuted that, he said he didn't say that.
Said that.
What I'm trying to say here is that every football player, especially the good ones, want to be the best.
They want to be the best.
They want to be the best at any point. Mbappe may be a bit more friendly to Neymar. No, we cannot say Neymar is not a good player. No. Neymar is a good player and he has not won the Ballon d'Or. As much as
he's been out of the World Cup quarterfinal for like 4 times
now. 4 times, and he's a fantastic player. Has not won the Ballon d'Or. Yes, he's a good player. So Mbappe may want to pitch his tent with somebody who he believes he can contest with in terms of
at the highest at the higher level with Messi.
He cannot. In my own opinion, he cannot meet up with Messi. He cannot meet up. What is the possibility that he will win 6 Ballon d'Or?
It's very high.
Possibility is very high.
It may be the future talent in future, but he should drink some water.
So he cannot contest with Messi. It's not going to be in the same level with Messi.
So
Messi is far ahead.
So you think Messi is not toxic? it's not
No, I'm not saying
like with the
no
behavior and everything at this World Cup. A lot of people have been talking about.
At this World Cup, Messi has been behaving a bit
strange
beyond his boundary. Messi has been calm, has always been calm on and off the pitch before now. What I emphasize is that I would not want to compare Messi with Maradona. Maradona is always
good, and yeah, this always different kind of character.
Somebody that has been caught using banned substance. I cannot compare that with Messi.
Okay,
you know, Messi is a lot better than Maradona.
So my people, this is what we're talking. So my people, this is what we're talking about on Africa Unity TV with King Idris. Is all about unity, it's all about togetherness, it's all about oneness for the growth of Africa in diplomacy means in the international community. So what do you have to add to the content on the channel today?
No, I just enjoyed our esteemed viewers to always subscribe, press the notification button so that whenever we drop a new content, they will be the first to see it and listen to the discussion.
Yeah, and please subscribe to our channel, share our content, and let's talk in the comment section. It's all about for the growth of Africa, for the unification of all human race around the world, for oneness and for togetherness. So my people will be coming to an end of the segment today. I'll be saying unity over division, one people, one Africa, one unity, unity over division, peace. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you to my people. Thank you.